That's right, it's EAA time.
Get ready! Extreme automotive addiction! Yeah!
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Yes, it is finally time after many months to talk about the 69 Camaro. So a lot of people will remember, if you follow the channel, that I had a very, there's just no other way to put it, badass 68 Chevelle Pro Street car, 632 big block, big blower sticking out of the hood. It was awesome, over 1,000 horsepower to the ground. It was really an amazing car. But it was just more for bragging rights for me. I wanted to own it for a while, I wanted to have it, but I was never going to take it to the track. I could never really see what the full potential of the car was. So after a few months of having it, as I normally do with a lot of vehicles, I decided to get rid of it. So I started looking for trades. And the way this car came about is I'm actually on a Facebook group, Pro Street Vehicles, and there was a really nice Nova, really nice Pro Street Nova in there for sale. And I happened to notice the individual, the previous owner, Bob, he happened to post a picture of this car and said that he was interested in trading for that Nova. And what are the chances? I looked up his profile and realized that he is from Sacramento, which is only about an hour and a half from me. So I hit him up, we started talking back and forth. Long story short, he came and looked at my car, I went and looked at his car. He ended up facilitating all the transportation, and we made the trade. Now, I'm not going to draw this video out, I'm going to get right into the heart of it. This is a 498 cubic inch big block Joey Gross built motor. I really don't know very much about the motor. I don't know the cam specs. I don't know what kind of compression ratio it's running. I know I have to run 100 octane fuel in it, just like the Pro Street. And I do know that the motor did dyno before it went into the car at 750 horsepower, and that is before spray. You will notice over there it does have the ability to be sprayed for another, I think, 150 shot of nitrous for a grand total of about 900 horsepower. Now behind that is a built 400 transmission automatic. I'm not sure what the gearing is in the rear end, somewhere around 3.0, 330, something like that. It is a taller gear. It does cruise pretty nicely down the freeway. It doesn't have any problems at 65, 70 miles an hour down the freeway. It is mini tubbed, 4-wheel disc brakes. When I first got the car, it had some BF Goodrich tires on the back, and I only drove it a couple of times, but the first time I drove it, I stepped into it. First gear was completely useless. It just spun the tires. Second gear was pretty much the same. It kind of sent me sideways. So I ended up putting some Toyo R888s, which I've had very good luck with. Very sticky tires, seem to hook very well. And it's done better for me. The first time I drove it with these tires on, it seemed to hook really good even off the line and very little spinning. The second time I drove it, it did spin a little bit in first and second, but definitely not as bad as with those BF Goodriches. Now, as I said, nitrous bottle in the back, it is full. Vehicle's been purged. It has never actually been sprayed. It does have air ride in the back with some Ride Tech shocks. And the battery, of course, relocated into the trunk of the car for safety, of course. Taking it inside the car, see everything is done nice. Some sporty pro seats. You can see down there all the nitrous purge, all that good stuff. Shifter does have a tilt column, and you can see in there the aftermarket gauges. There is some carbon fiber, like the wheel, some of the trim under the hood. Very nice car overall. I'll just walk around it. The paint job, I'm told, is about 15 years old, and I think the build is right around 10 or 12 years old. You will notice as we come around here, it does say 502. So, but I figure, hey, what's 4 cubic inches among friends? And we'll circle back around to the back. I think it's really got the perfect setup. I like a wider tire, so those are 315s on the back, and it just really looks very good. The paint's clean. Everything is just very clean and nice on the build. So the car is not nearly as loud and obnoxious as the Chevelle was. Still, I mean, it's got a good rumble to it. It's got a nice tone to it. I probably should be able to have somewhat of a conversation with you guys while I'm driving. Not sure. We'll see how the audio comes out on that. But figure let's take it around the block. Let me show you kind of what it'll do, at least a little bit now. Bear in mind, I've driven this car maybe 4 or 5 times since I got it. And I've had it several months or what have you. I've maybe put a total of maybe 20 miles on it, so I haven't done a lot with it. Eddie's probably driven it more than I have, but so bear with me. I'm still kind of getting to know the car, getting used to the car, getting used to its quirks and everything like that. But at least I wanted to get the video out. I wanted to show you guys kind of what the car would do, what it was like to drive, because I have been promising this video for a long time, and I'm sorry it's taking me this long to get there. Okay, let's fire this beast up. Guess not. See my son. He loves cars. It's great. He loves cars. Every time he hears a loud car, he's right at the window. It's great. I decided you guys didn't want to hear me talk in that video. You just wanted to see the car and kind of what it would do. Now, I was never really completely all the way into the car. Like I said, I'm still getting to know the car, still getting to know the tires. It did want to spin on me a little bit at first, but it actually hooked pretty well. I was pretty happy with that and the way it hooked up and went and everything like that. And you know, I didn't run it up to breakneck speeds or anything like that. Given the numbers, horsepower and everything like that, the way of the car, it should be an honest 10-second car, and it's plenty fast enough. For me, I've always wanted a first generation Camaro. I'd never had one before. I've had second and third generations, but never had a first generation. And kind of like 69 is the year to have. If you're gonna have a first generation, that's really the most sought after and the most popular. Also happens to be the year I was born, so that's kind of cool. I've always liked the 69s, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the 68 and 67s really well too. My buddy Vasco's got a beautiful 67, that's an amazing machine. But it really kind of worked out very fortunately that I was able to get this car, able to make the trade. I still talk to Bob. I know he's been tinkering with the Pro Street, and he seems to like it very well. I don't think he's driven it very much, but kind of the same thing with this one. I haven't really driven it very much. I don't plan on getting rid of this one anytime soon, and I know you guys hear that, and then guess what, I go and get rid of it. But I've actually already had a couple of people offer to buy this car off me just from pictures they've seen in the background, other pictures and stuff like that. And I've had actually some very reasonable offers, very realistic offers as far as that goes, just sight unseen. But I don't want to get rid of it. I like this car. I think it's a car that's going to stick around unless someone makes me an offer I just can't refuse, or a trade I just can't refuse. I think it's going to stick around for a little while. Yeah, I think that's about all I can tell you about the car. If you guys have any questions or any comments or anything like that, please leave them below. I'm certainly happy to do more videos, more in-depth stuff on anything that you want to see on this car. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy driving it, and probably need to take it out and drive it a little bit more. So I am starting to get better, so I am starting to get out more. And like I said, I do have other vehicles that I do need to do videos on. I've got the XLR back there that I just picked up not that long ago. And then over this shoulder, you can probably see I've got the Cyclone. I did end up selling the Porsche, so I will probably have another vehicle coming here really soon. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to go look at one tomorrow. You guys can take your guess on what it is and what it will be. So potentially I could be down several vehicles that I need to do videos on. And we're gonna try to have another Cars and Coffee here pretty soon. So right now, I'll show you guys, if you guys follow the channel. Yeah, that used to be bamboo and a big fence out there and everything like that. So we're trying to put up another fence and gonna put up something different out there for a roadblock. But I was wanting to get that done before I did the other Cars and Coffee, and it's taken a long time. More detail than I want to get into right now, but it's just taking a long time. So anyway, I will stop boring you now and I will end the video. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All my pertinent information will be down in the description below. As always, God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day. The last afterthought here, I have Eddie here in the shot with me because he lives right next door now, so that makes it very convenient, and also probably a pain for him because I'm always calling him for something.
Happy to do it.
So anyway, I want to get his impressions on the Camaro, because initially I don't think he was really too excited about me getting rid of the Chevelle. But what are your thoughts about the trade before and now?
Well, before I thought you were trading down because it was less horsepower and stuff like that, and you're just trading straight across. But then after driving it, it's a lot more drivable, and the horsepower is a lot easier to manage. Plus, it'll be cheaper to fix if it breaks.
Yeah, that's very true.
By a long ways.
That's very true. A blower car is always very expensive.
Yeah, this has all the horsepower you ever need, so
yeah,
it's more of a drivable car.
More than I can really use. When I took it out and just drove it now, it's like I was telling him, I didn't even get all the way into it, and it was still kind of spinning the tires in first.
And wanting to go sideways.
So he took his grandson out the other night, and he said, what, ran up to about 130?
130.
So, and still pulling, right?
It's still pulling good.
Yeah, so it is a beast. So yeah, Eddie's done a ton of work on this car to get it where it is. Well, the shocks went initially, and there was all kinds of other stuff going on. Also, one other thing that we cannot figure out is the speedometer. When you get into it and you run it up there, when you slow down, the speedometer just goes dead, but only for like a couple seconds. So when you take off again, it starts working again. So, and we checked the cable. I don't know if it's a unit or what, or if I should go with a GPS speedometer, but chime in with what you think it could be. So, all right, that's it.